Hello guys, welcome back. Thanks for all your questions in the last video, which we asked for, like fools that we are. So we're going to attempt to
answer some of them, hopefully.
Answer all of them, honestly. So we'll start off with Michelle Bushnick. So Michelle Bushnick has asked, how long did we live in our camper or caravan before we moved into the house? Well,
5 weeks.
5 weeks. So we came here, 5 weeks it took us to make our bedroom habitable, basically.
Yeah.
Make the roof not leaking anymore.
It was a bit cramped in there with us, 2 dogs and a cat, because we only had 1 cat at the time. So yes, it was, and the month, it was the wettest April forever.
Forever, yeah. So yeah, we had five weeks in a caravan similar to this one. Yeah. Yeah, and it was just a five weeks of making the house waterproof, and
we just wanted a proper bed.
And a proper bed, yeah. Okay, so we're going to attempt to say hi to everyone that said hi and where they live as well. So to Frankie and Tony from Canada, who are here at the moment house hunting.
So good luck.
Yeah, they're struggling with it. I think it's a bit of a slow process, but yeah, good luck with that, and just keep trying and you'll find, like we did, the one that ticks all the boxes.
Nearly
ticks all the boxes. And also hi to Iris Lazinski from Canada and Joanne Calcutt from South Carolina.
Okay, so Case Vandenberg has asked, why did we get rid of the turkeys?
Why did we get rid of the turkeys?
Why did we get... They
are very expensive to grow to. They take about a year to get to adult size. The food here is very expensive for them.
And also the ones that we got, because after we had the fox attack and we lost a lot of the youngsters, we then bought in some ones to keep our one surviving chick company.
Yeah.
And because of the type of turkey that they are, they're bred deliberately to grow on quickly, and they just actually got too big to be, for us to actually sort of utilise them, if that makes sense. You know, they were really struggling walking. You know, it was just so unfair.
Look.
So
yeah, so this area where the turkeys were, we're going to turn into more of an orchard with more fruit trees. We've planted trees here already, but we're going to plant more trees, and as it's like a long hard drive entry, it'll just make it a little bit more prettier for appealing.
us. Yes.
So as we're walking over towards Max's enclosure, just want to say hi to Caroline from South Africa. No, that's wrong. Hi to Christine from South Africa. And I didn't get your name, but a P57 from originally from Kentucky, but now lives in Delaware. Hello to you. Okay,
so Laurie Mankcalm from Ontario in Canada. Hi, Laurie. Asked, how is Max's rehab coming along? Now he is so much better. I mean, when we first got him, hopefully most of you realise that he was a little stressed. I couldn't actually get anywhere near him for nearly 3 months. He is now Max. Hello. He's a big fluffy thing and he likes his belly rubbed. Oh, good boy. I know a lot of people do say about that we're keeping him separate, that he's not integrating with the other pet dogs, and that's the big difference. Max was never a pet. He was never, well, we would never have got him if it wasn't for his circumstances at the time. I mean, it was a case of, if we didn't have him, he would have been put down. So.
Yeah, so like you say, Max, he's okay with R2, but he's not very good with cats or most other animals, to be honest. So, as you know, we have plans to, this is just a temporary house for him. Got the zoomies. So we're going to build a house next to this big granite rock up here for him. and that is going to be temporary as well, because we're going to build a barn near the house, and part of that barn, Max will have a house in that. So then he'll be in this area during the day, and at night time he'll have a lot more of this garden area to do his job in, to be a guard dog, yeah? So he'll have access right up to the gate. But he's not very good with other people or other animals, as we've said, so he's not, I don't think he'll ever get that out of his head. And
he's good on a lead. If we take him out on a lead, he's absolutely fine with meeting people, but outside of that, you know, we got him at an older age. It is hard to rehabilitate.
Yeah.
But he's doing well.
He's happy.
Yeah.
And he's free. You know, he's got.
He's not on a chain
he's got
anymore.
over an acre here to roam around in. Whereas before he was on a chain all the time, 24 hours a day. So. It's a shame we got someone chopping up wood today. So as I show you our peppers, tomatoes, runner beans, more tomatoes and sweet corn, and a few, what are these? Rocket.
Yeah.
Just want to say a hi again to Sandra Ray from Canada. Hi Sandra. Arjan Vogel from Holland but now lives in Poland. And Margaret Gosnell from North Carolina. So we've had a question from
Catherine Nelson.
Yes. Saying, are we sure the goat is pregnant? Well, in theory, she should be. But you can see she's got massive udders and she's weirdly sat down today. So you never know, today might be the day.
Come on, Biscuit, have some babies. Okay, so Juanita Kaufman has asked whether we milk the goats or do we just use them for land clearing. Now, at the moment, Gertie here is our only one that's had a baby, and she's being a bit stingy with her milk.
Yeah,
we get maybe a teaspoon out of her.
She doesn't produce an awful lot, so we've decided to let Georgie here have all the milk that she produces, and he's growing away lovely.
Yeah.
And talking about him growing away lovely, another question by Meg Lang or Lange from Illinois. Has said, do we plan, what has she said?
Are we keeping Georgie?
Are we keeping Georgie? Basically we're keeping Georgie till he's big enough that we will, yeah, eventually he'll be going in the freezer.
Yeah, sorry Georgie, but...
So Christine Kelly has asked, do we plan to put rainwater harvesting on the goat house? Which yes we will, but as you know this side is temporary. I've got to clad the outside of it in timber, and then we've got another shade to go on that side for the pigs in the summer, I suppose winter, whenever we put pigs in there, if we put pigs in there. So yeah, we're going to be doing all that.
Just need to get some more IBCs and...
Yes, we need more IBCs, more ways of storing, etc, etc. Okay, so Pat Bradford from Tallahassee in Florida has asked, just mentioned about the goats, whether they could hear running water in the pipe, and that's why in last week's episode when I replaced the pipe, I think the pipe had actually pushed up by the roots of the plant that was there, so we can't blame these guys for that. Elaine Farr from Arizona has asked,
how much land have we got?
How much land have we got? So we've got nearly 4 hectares, which is 10, 11, 12 acres, something like that. Yeah.
And also, do we plan on harvesting the animals?
Yes, do we plan on harvesting our animals, which we do. We've already mentioned Georgie. So yeah, we have a male pig, Ham solo, as you know, Ham here, and Luke. Luke is a companion at the minute, as
Ham's too small to go in with the other ones at the moment.
At the moment they're a bit small because they fit through the fence.
But again, that sort of follows on. Judith Taylor Mayo asked when we were going to put all the pigs together. Now, so, because these guys aren't quite big enough yet, to mingle with the big pigs, because you know there's quite a big size difference. But they have been a little bit of interaction when the bigger pigs, Cindy and Will, were over there.
So what we're going to do fairly soon is move these guys into the area where the two big ones are.
Again, behind a fence area like this.
Behind an electric fence like this, so they can actually...
I'm just going to turn it off so we can say hello to them.
And then, and then we'll just take the fence away when they've associated with each other.
There's a chicken in here. What are you doing in here, chick? Hello, Piggy Wicks. Oh. Hey.
So yeah, we do intend harvesting our animals. We have no issues with that.
Again, it's part of the reason why we're doing what we're doing. We want to know where our food is coming from.
But better quality food.
Yeah.
Homegrown and home slaughtered and butchered. So yeah, that's the idea. We want to be more self-sufficient. Not for the sake of being more self-sufficient, just for the sake of
quality.
More than anything.
Because the stuff in supermarkets
the meat you get in supermarkets is not the best. So.
Questionable.
Yeah. And also with the chickens, we intend harvesting them. And someone has asked, hang on. Okay, Leanne Kudal, I hope I pronounced that right, from Whyalla in Australia, has asked, why did we give away Susie and get Gladys our naked neck?
Because Gladys is such a pretty little...
But Susie was a pretty cock as well. But
Susie's beautiful.
The reason is we since getting rid of the turkeys, we've decided to go and have bigger chickens. So bigger meat chickens don't lay so many eggs. So we're going to go half and half with the flock. We're going to have half, because these guys get up to, some of them get up to 4 kilos, the naked necks. So they're a meat bird, yeah. They don't lay that many eggs. Whereas our egg layers,
about 7 odd plus pounds, isn't it?
7 pound in weight. Our egg layers probably aren't much more than 2 or 3 pound in weight.
Especially the Dutch Frisian crosses. I mean, they're tiny.
So this is a
Dutch Frisian cross.
Dutch Frisian, yeah. And that one over there is a Frisian as well. So these guys are egg layers, not too good for meat because they're not heavy enough, but and they don't grow quick enough either.
But
so
also,
that's why.
We'd had Susie for a little while, and the guys that we gave Susie to, they had a vicious cockerel.
Yeah.
So he was attacking Steve and Natalia every time they went anywhere near. Any time they went anywhere near him. So he was a bit feisty.
So he was made into coq au vin. And,
yes. So Susie is such a good-natured cockerel, and gone to a brilliant home. They've got him some new girls as well.
Yeah.
So he's really happy. Gladys was being bullied at his previous place, so thank you Nina and Steve for Gladys. He's settled in really well, thank you very much.
And he's enjoying having the run of all these ladies.
Yes. Although we do have another young buck.
Yes, we got young cocks now. We've got 3, we think.
Yeah.
Where? Here he is. Where?
So that's one of the teenage chicks, so that's one of the undertones. They like to...
The undertones.
Yeah. So, that is a male, so he's going to be called Fergal.
Yeah. But Fergal won't, as soon as we detect any aggressive behaviour, he'll be going to freezer land.
Yeah.
And we've got a couple of these youngsters as well, we think, over here. We're pretty sure the white one and the like eagle coloured one are cockerels as well.
Your favourite.
Yeah. You're going to surprise them now. So we think this guy here is a cock, and this one here is a cock. Oh, and we think that the 3 little chicks we have, one of them's a cockerel as well, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we'll be keeping him. We may have to separate all these guys, depends how they get on. 2 cockerels with this many chickens should be okay.
Yeah.
but we're gonna keep the
Uma's over there in the
cream leg bar that we have, because over here we have a new addition, another new addition.
So in answer to Grace Gomes from Canada, are we planning on getting more animals? We always
get more animals.
Yes.
So this one here without tail feathers
and a little moustache.
and a little moustache and sideburns.
Oh yeah.
It's an Araucana, which lay blue eggs.
I don't know if she's
And the
done
cream leg bars have some Araucana blood in them, which is why the cream leg bars lay blue eggs. So this young lady called Uma,
She was originally called Irma, but
she was originally called Irma, which is Portuguese for sister.
I
We've
like
changed it to Uma,
she's the
and
number one.
yeah, she's a new youngster.
Bless her. Yeah. Still trying to find her feet.
Yes. So Alice Van Rooyen has asked, do we, continuing on from what we've just said, do we planning raising pigs for slaughter? Yes, we do. This is our female Cindy swine, and her mate at the minute, who's a castrated male, is Wilbur. Yes, guys. Do you want an orange? Hang on, I'll get you an orange. So they're not having an orange. I just got them some lettuce.
I've got them because lettuces are doing quite well at the moment. Oh, have some greenery. There you go, Cinders. Nom, 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 nom. Go on, Wilbur. Nom, 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 nom. That's my finger. Don't stick your finger in a pig's mouth when they're eating.
No, not a good idea.
No.
So yeah, these are our, obviously he's not, but she's our breeding side, so we'll probably breed her once a year. Some people breed them up to 3 times a year, but yeah, once a year is good enough for us.
Yeah. Well, it might not even need to be that much, you
No.
know.
Just as long as we've got fresh, clean meat.
Yeah.
Obviously, again, they're kept in lush surroundings here. Lots of grass to graze on.
Fallen oranges.
Lots of water as well, which
Yeah.
we're lucky to have. Courgettes coming on here. This lettuce aren't looking bad, actually. They should be harvested. We can only eat so much. And the tomatoes are having a bit of a fit here. I need to sort them out. These are Coração de Boi. So Oxheart tomatoes, local to Portugal actually. And a few peppers and some more little tomatoes in here as well. Okay, so Icon from Norway has asked about the cost of keeping animals. So depends how much you feed them. We grow vegetables and things, as you just saw. They get leftovers from the kitchen, and yeah, and pears from the trees we have, oranges, all sorts of stuff they get. So we buy a bag of food a month for 4 pigs that we've got, roughly. So 4 pigs are costing us. Obviously we're supplementing it with
Lots of other
things,
veg.
but the 4 pigs are costing us about 15 quid a month to feed.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad. Yeah, so they can't see them from down here now, but the goats are about a similar amount, I'd say, and the chickens maybe a bit less, because the chickens have so much more to eat everywhere around.
But ultimately, it's not a cheap, you know. By having animals, there's still, apart from the food cost, you know, you do have to look after them. There is always a cost. So
Vet bills, housing bills, bedding,
fencing. You know,
fencing.
It's not the rural ideal is still quite hard work and quite expensive.
Yeah.
So, but it's for the quality. You know, you can't beat picking a raspberry and eating it. Oh, these are so good. I've got to find a nice little orangey.
I did pick a load the other day.
Yeah, no, I know them. But it's better to come down here and just eat them. Don't you?
So, Eva Bloker from, I can imagine, well, yeah, well anyway, Eva Blocker wants to know about the local wildlife, what we get here.
Love it, fabulous wildlife here.
Yes, we have lots of javeli, which is wild boar. Cause a lot of problems to everyone. I'd say the wild boar are the biggest problem wildlife problem in Portugal, you know, because they're uncontrolled, yeah, and they are getting epidemic numbers basically. Yeah, so big problem here, Eva, is mongoose. Mongoose, we know people recently have lost livestock to mongoose. We've lost, over the period of 4 years, about 10 chickens to mongoose.
I mean, that's part of the reason why the chickens are where they are now. They were a bit nearer the house, but also nearer some of the more open, wilder
lands,
area,
yeah.
Which, even though we have a railway line as part of our border, they can still cross that quite easily, and they come up through the rocks and the scrub. Yeah, it's horrible, because you think you're doing as much as you can with fencing and housing, and
they're hard to keep. They're hard to keep out.
So, apart from that, we have fabulous reptiles, snakes,
lizards, snakes, toads, scorpions,
weird
all
insects,
sorts of things.
Loads of centipedes,
and as you can hear, fantastic bird life here.
Yeah.
I mean, amazing. From all the way from imperial eagles and Benelli's eagles to little wrens.
Oh yeah, all the Bluetti.
Such a variety.
Birds,
hoopoes, nightingales, all sorts of stuff.
I absolutely love it, and
the bird life is
really
amazing.
like all the little things like a stick insect. It's just, I mean, on one of our videos a couple of weeks ago, Nick actually had one on his shoulder that we don't know where it picked it up from, but.
So also, I'd like to say a couple more hellos to Alva Alvarado in Spain, Irene and John Brown in Nova Scotia, Scotland. Irene and John Brown in Nova Scotia, Canada. So while Angie's making a cup of tea, I'll just show you the pond. It's filling up. We still haven't had rain enough to fill it right up, but it's getting there. And yeah, I need some more diffusers on the air system as well. It's coming on big bubbles now. So I'd like to say a quick hello to Eunice Henderson from Texas, Miriam Brouard from Brittany in France, and Deborah Basil from Victoria in Australia. So Aidan Johns from the lovely county of Cornwall, the beautiful Cornwall. Aidan has asked
Mitchell.
It's from Mitchell in Cornwall. Yeah. Aidan has asked, how hard was it getting our visas? Well,
for us,
we didn't have to. We didn't have to get visas because we came here way before Brexit. So it was never. Sorry, Ange.
I'm sure.
We came here before Brexit, so it was never an issue. We probably
would struggle
because we don't earn enough to qualify for the visa requirements. I don't think, but I'm not too sure because, like I said, we haven't had to do it. So we've been lucky enough not to have to do it.
Yeah.
But
so
if you're going for it, good luck.
From what I can gather, everything's on the UK gov.gov.co thing websites, and there's lots of information out there. So we're not that source.
Debbie Fine from Oregon, USA, has asked, how do we stay so happy? I don't know. Basically, we don't take ourselves too seriously. You know, we don't have much stress here.
No, that helps.
Because we're not working. Well, we are working for ourselves, not working for anyone else.
Yeah. We actually like each other. I think that's a big. We work well together.
Yeah, we think alike as well.
Yeah, and when Nick's doing the editing, he lets me watch Midsummer Murders whilst I'm knitting.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's it. Oh, and gin.
Yeah, and lots of gin. No, we just like I said.
Yeah, pretty like-minded on
a lot of things. Yeah. We if we had a questionnaire, I think we'd both random questionnaire. I think we'd both answer the all the questions just about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Fools seldom differ, or whatever it is. I'll go make a cup of tea.
Fools seldom differ. Go make a cup of tea. Kathy Mashburn from Alabama in the USA, and Laurie Pruitt from Point Blank in Texas have both asked, do we have children or grandchildren? Well, Andrea doesn't have children. I do. I have 2 grown-up children who are busy with their lives back in the UK.
And one has
and my son has a son as well. That makes me a granddad. So there we go. Grace Menezes has from Fort Myers in Florida has asked, where did we meet and how long have we been married?
At a romantic sewage treatment work.
We actually met in a sewage treatment work. We were both working, so you could say we met at work, and we've been married for
7 years this year.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah,
I knew that.
We just had a quick count up before we pressed film.
7 years in December.
Yes.
Yeah, we got married in Vegas
with Elvis
by Elvis Presley himself. In 2016.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been together for a lot longer than that.
We haven't got enough fingers.
Yeah, so we've been together for, we just had to stop and work that out, for about 18 years.
Yeah.
Okay, quick question from Pamela about Angie's hip replacement. So go Ange, go.
Go. As hopefully most of you know, I had a hip replacement here in Portugal on St Patrick's Day last year. So instead of...
So just over a year.
Yeah, so instead of having a nice pint of Guinness, I was sadly reacting badly to the anaesthetic. The actual operation was brilliant. I had no issues with that, but as I've never had an operation before, I sadly had quite a nauseating reaction to the anaesthetic, so I was a little bit poorly. And survived on yoghurt and apples for a few days.
Apart from your reaction to the anaesthetic...
Oh, it is the best. I've had so much support from the hospital, the consultants, or the backup. Everything has been absolutely brilliant.
And the pain?
Pain gone. I've done a few quite long distance hikes around here. I mean, these beautiful walks anyway, but these are like organised walks.
The last one was 16 kilometres?
Something like 15, 16, something like that. And it's amazing how take the pain away. My hair's still gone grey, but I feel so much better.
I'm not so grumpy either.
No, I was affecting everybody. So it's complete life changing, and I can't thank the Portuguese health system enough for what I've had. I've also done a little like a student trainee thing where they were learning how to use the ultrasound, where they needed people who'd had hip replacements. So 8 of us went into Covia, and we were not experimented on, but scanned all day. Yeah. And I thought it's the least I could do for what the health system has done for me. So big thumbs up, Portugal. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
So basically, Pamela, all I can say, if this is something that you've got coming up, it's such a life changer. It really makes such a difference. Don't worry at all. It's you'll be fine.
And you had it done by what was the method called?
Super.
So, Angie's hip was done by the Superpath
process,
method, which is a fairly newish idea. And what they do when they do it that way, they don't cut any tendons or muscles or anything. They just sort of wiggle their way in there, and
there is a YouTube video actually on the process.
Yeah, Superpath.
Yeah,
you only got a small scar, like so.
Yeah.
And you if you weren't sick, you could have been up walking.
Well, that next day.
The next day or the same day even.
Yeah, because I had the operation in the afternoon. So, but by the time with recovery and stuff, I think I woke up about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Yeah, so the next morning I should have been up walking around, but I was being quite poorly, so.
Okay, so Carolina Sanz from Spain has asked, how many cherry trees do we have? And the answer, simple answer is...
Thankfully not too many.
Not too many. 6 we have, 6 biggish trees. You can see Ange next to this one. So this is a medium-sized one. We have that one there as well. Another one behind it, there's 3. And then we have one up by the caravan and another one behind that as well. So we have 5 or 6.
And there's a smallish one on the driveway coming
so
in.
And we've planted 3 or 4, haven't we?
Planted another 3 black cherry ones supposedly. Yeah. So these guys need picking.
What's happened now? We've had rain. All these cherries. Yeah. So as I was saying, now we've had rain. All these cherries are splitting, as you can see. So I'm hoping I pronounced this right, but Herbert Gonswa from Hamburg in Germany has asked, are we planning to collect more water, as we're doing here? But yes, we do. I plan to get rid of all this rubbish here and basically build a wall along here and here, and make a big tank here. Take about 3 or 4 cubic meters of water, and that'll be just excess that runs off from the top of here as well. Yeah. I'll put a little overflow on the top of this tank, so when this one gets full, it overflows, because we are very desperately short of water this year, and we had a very harsh summer last year. I also intend to, down in the area down here, further down, I can't show you now, but we want to put a big lake down there, and we're going to dig several other ponds all the way up through our property.
All in the future.
All in the future.
Yep.
Okay, so
Permission to Shine from Perth in Australia has asked, how do we plan and manage and decide what we're going to do on a day-to-day basis?
We don't, it's just random.
Weather plays a big part in that. When it is very sunny, very hot, we're restricted. We cannot use any metal bladed power tools. So any cutting you have to do, there's always a period of time when that needs to be done by for land clearance anyway, but we have a website, isn't it? It's like an app you can check to see what the status is and whether you can actually use certain power tools and up to what time. Money plays a big part as well, because things like, we always need to do fencing. It's expensive, so we have to prioritise which areas. Eventually we'd like to get the whole property
fenced off. Yeah, we've done nearly half, so and
that's mainly with the animals.
We're nearly at 1.5 kilometres around, so 1,500 metres, about a mile. Yeah. So yeah, it's a long way to fence, and it costs a lot.
Yes.
Also, another thing, like saying about planning and managing time, etc. It's all dependent on the crops as well. So these peaches, this one broke off. Look.
Oh. So
these
tractor driving.
Yeah. So these peaches will need picking, like the cherries now.
That's
should be picked. There's a lot there that are still on the tree, but Angie's picked about 20 kilos in the freezer already.
And some's for the birds anyway. So
yeah, some for the birds.
That's the thing.
So yeah, the crops to pick when what you have to do. And also with the vegetables, you have to put them in at the right time of year and tend to them, harvest them, etc. But
weeding is always an ongoing.
Yeah, and then things take priority, depending on what you want the most. So like the pond, hang on. As you can imagine, the pond is fairly essential for the summer, for cooling off basically. So that's why I haven't done the full refurb, why this looks such a mess. Because I've done a quick repair so we have it for the summer. But then September, October, we're going to start a massive refurb on the pond and make it all concrete and more permanent. And we're still going to have all the plants for the filtering and stuff, but we won't be relying on a liner which mice chew through.
Yes, little rodent
to keep the water in there.
Deslin Andrea White has asked about sort of what are the things someone should know about managing a farm. Now I say lucky in some ways because we don't have to farm. This is not a source of income for us. This is a complete self-producing project, realistically, isn't it? Through the undergrowth here.
Yeah.
I think the size of land we have, it would be really difficult to do it as a commercial and to actually gain any so there you go and to gain any source of income from it, unless you go down a specific route for a type of produce. I personally wouldn't want to have to do that.
So yeah, one of the big things you should know if you want to manage a farm
do you want to?
Do you want to? Because it's hard work.
Yeah, it's
even for yourself. There's a lot of hard work involved. There's a lot of bit of heartache as well.
Yeah,
you might lose livestock and things like that.
Yeah. It's bad enough when a plant dies.
Yeah, plants get damaged with the weather as well, the wind and the sun and the rain and
animals.
And animals, yeah. Wild boar can ruin. We've had our neighbours had their whole vegetable garden ruined by wild boar.
Last year they came through and rampaged our sweet corn.
Yeah, we lost all our sweet corn last year to wild boar. So yeah.
It's frustrating, but for us as well, it's so enjoyable, so rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, as far as actually managing a farm, I think you have to just have your heart in it. You know, you just have to really want to manage an area, and like I said, commercially I think it is very different. Years ago, parents had a dairy farm back in Cornwall. Yeah, a lot of hard work.
Okay, so we're gonna go on to some kitchen questions, but before we do that, I want to say we want to say hello to Inek Roos from Denmark. Teresa Saunders, great name. Teresa Saunders from Brighton in England. And Dennis Barbosa, who's a Canadian but born in Portugal. So, Sharon Smith from Mallorca, as we've...
Little Highland of Spain.
Sharon Smith from Mallorca says, how did the mushrooms grow? Well, the shiitake mushrooms done really well in the box. We had...
a couple of kilos maybe?
Yeah, two kilos of mushrooms, which is a lot.
Yeah.
The oyster mushrooms didn't do anything when we had them indoors, so we threw them out by the old cork oak outside. And then one day I was walking past and there were mushrooms everywhere.
But they had
gone a bit too far, so we couldn't harvest them. But hopefully the same thing will happen.
Yeah, so we'll keep the spores.
So we keep putting wood, now rotting wood on that area. And hopefully the spores will stay there and we'll have oyster mushrooms
by the ton
all the time, which would be great. Sharon also asked, what make is our range cooker? I'll put that up here. It's I don't know how to say it. It's a Mireles.
Spawny versus Batman has asked, how long does one of the gas canisters last for cooking?
For cooking, we use the hob nearly every day.
Yeah.
For breakfast and for. We very rarely have lunch, but for breakfast and the evening meal.
Yeah, and obviously when I'm doing all the preserving. Yeah,
the oven on this particular one is electric, so we don't use we don't have a gas oven, but just using the hob quite a bit for preserving and cooking and stuff. The 13 kilo can of gas will last about 3 months.
Yeah. We started to write the dates on them now, so
it's saying it costs us about €30 so it's €10 a month for the cooker alone, and everything else is about,
because we have a separate gas canister for each boiler as well, because because our property is quite long and thin.
Yeah, we didn't want like a boiler running all the way along 20 meters.
Yeah, so for each bathroom area and the sinks, there is a separate boiler, so we have 3 boilers.
So so for cooking alone, just a gas 5 ring
usually
burners
like,
on it, which we use a lot, last 3 months
yeah.
for 13 kilos. So yeah. This is Maria Tajes.
Oh yes, sorry.
From Galicia in Spain.
Yes.
Question of how long we sterilise the jars.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
So I generally let it boil for about 10 minutes to boil for when I'm sterilising. So that'll have the jars and the lids in at the same time. The jars are hot. The product that I'm putting into it is hot. It then goes back into the pot. Same water that I've used to sterilise, back into there for depending on the fruit or vegetables, whatever I'm doing for how long. So, and then they get taken out, put on the sides, and the little lids go pop, pop, pop. Hopefully.
Yeah. Also, right. Well, we're at a little break. I need to say hello to Norman in Oklahoma. And James Stedman in England.
James?
Yeah, some strange guy.
Yeah.
I think we know him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hi, James.
Hi, James.
We also want to say hello to Heidi Priest in Alicante, Spain. Sandra Hoyland in Canada. George Ferreira, originally from Vendas Novas here in Portugal, now in Braintree in Essex, and Beth Finch from Kansas. Hi guys, we love you all.
Yeah, thank you so much for just saying hi and where you're from. It's great actually, we've seen the areas of variety.
We're covering the globe.
Yes, it's international stars.
So quick question from DJ Robinson from Hayworth in Illinois. Do we have a solar system or are we planning to get one? No, we don't have one.
We inquired when we first came here.
We did ask about having a solar system and we were told by the solar system company who sell solar in Castelo that it would be cheaper for us to keep our mains electric system because because we're a farm, we get a commercial discount rate on our electric and we very rarely pay more than 35 euros a month for our electric. So we've considered solar and a system to give us what we use. We'd have to spend a lot more. 35 euros a month is not a lot of money. If you sort of do the maths and work out how much solar system would cost for what we use, for what we have, or what is available to us, it's just not cost worthy at all. If we had a house without mains electric and we had to, yes we would.
Yeah, obviously.
But we don't have to.
No, we're very lucky the electric connection was 5 meters from the house. So the cost for connection was at the time pretty cheap. It's something that in the future we may, again, future-proof the house. It's something that we may look into and we just need to buy a lottery ticket.
Yes. Okay, so 3 questions, basically the same question from Natalie W. in Victoria in Australia. Stephen Doherty, hi Steve, we know Steve, from Voss in Norway. And
Eric in Detroit.
Yeah. They're all asking, is there anything that we would do again that we wish we'd have done when we moved here? Yeah.
Basically, what
do we wish we'd done differently from the beginning?
Moved here 10 years earlier.
Yeah. Come here earlier if we could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because it's been the best thing we've done. What would we have done differently?
I think
so. We had a business in the UK. We'd sold everything before we came here. It was a construction business and I had a little mini digger which was very, very low hours, really good condition mini digger. I wish we'd have brought that with us. With the
hindsight is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, we that mini digger and the little truck that we had to pull it, we could have brought it over here and
well, it would have been brilliant. You would have been mini digging all day.
Yes, it would have made
we would have been holes and piles of earth everywhere.
Also, matriculating vehicles. I wish we'd have
kept the Ranger and not got the.
Yeah, so having done that, we would have kept our old truck, which is a bit older, to tow the mini digger. We wouldn't have spent a load of money on a new one, which we had to send back to the UK because we couldn't matriculate it here because it had been here too long.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I don't think we've done anything any different.
No. This has been one of the best things we've done. And on that note, Marlene Gueron from South Carolina has asked whether any of our friends or family have considered moving. Not Really?
No, everyone's really busy with their own lives, basically. Maybe your dad was toying with the idea.
Toying with the idea, but he's
still working.
He's still working, yeah. So you never know. But yeah, nobody's actually said, "Oh, we definitely want to do this." So
Tracy Brown of Heathrow in England. Hi, Tracy. Hope the planes don't.
Yeah.
Are too annoying. She's asked what are our long-term plans. So, long-term for this farm, we intend to completely fence off everything. Get our internal paddocks fenced individually as well, so we can move livestock around easier. Finally decide how much. She keeps buying chickens. Finally decide how much livestock we're going to end up with. But we don't think we're going to continue with the goats. They're doing an excellent job of clearing and destroying land.
But they eat any tree.
We can't put them in fields with trees.
No, so if we've got olives and oranges or any of the fruit trees, we can't put them in with those because they'll just
destroy them.
Yeah.
And we've got lots of young trees as well, so they can't. So we're quite limited where we can put the goats, but they're doing a great job of clearing land.
Yeah. So the 2 paddocks we've now allocated.
So we'll probably end up keeping Gertie and maybe one of the babies from.
If Biscuit ever has
Biscuit
her baby.
Has a baby, yeah.
Yeah, the pigs are absolutely brilliant. I mean, they're just such fun animals anyway to have.
So we'll definitely keeping 3 pigs constantly. So we'll have one of the
Cindy, definitely.
Cindy swine.
Ham Solo,
which is the male, and the companion.
Either be Wilbur or Luke.
Yeah. So, or maybe both.
Or maybe both.
Because the pigs are fantastic. They do a great job. They clean the land. They don't cause any damage. We'll have to watch Cindy. Right? Well, they dig up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's nothing. Yeah, so we're going to steer more towards pigs or keeping what we have. We may consider geese, just because they eat a lot of grass, and we may consider sheep, because keeping the grass low, we find with animals now, we don't do anywhere near as much trimming as we used to, and as everyone else does, because the animals have kept it low, you know. So we've got at least two acres, maybe a bit more, nearly 3 acres, that we've got animals on, which we don't have to touch at all. Which is really good, you know.
We also a little bit of collaboration with Carissa from Frankie Off Grid.
I'll go and get you something in a minute. I'll be back.
She's done an outline of a map of our property.
Okay, so I've come back with Carissa's map. Unfortunately, she's not around at the minute to finish it, but we do have a map. Yeah, what we'll do, so this is for San Leandro Studio in California, has asked the question, would like to see a map. There's a map. So that our house is here on the map, but what I'll do is Carissa's going to finish this off and do all the most fancy stuff for us.
Yeah, because she's
excellent.
Yes.
And we'll show that in hopefully Friday's video. Well, whenever we get it done.
No, because we would like to do a walkthrough of the areas and stuff.
Yeah, so we'll do a map walkthrough thing. So it probably won't be Friday, but maybe
a Friday.
A Friday.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Hopefully that's helped, or just the general question.
Hope you have more idea of how insane we are. Yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Thanks for liking, and don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, that's really helpful for us.
Yeah, it helps our channel grow, and don't forget to ring that notification bell.
Ding ding.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Yes.
Which will be Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, so Edel Ossinger from Canada. We've already answered your question about the
rooster swapping.
Hope that clarifies everything. Okay, so our friend Raymond Sandra. Raymond has sent questions in. They're in the comment boxes in the video. I'm not going to read them all out. I'm just going to answer Raymond's questions as honestly as I can. And I'm just going to give answers, Ray. So they are: blue, no, only up to the knee. yes, stupid questions. And the French word d'aquaplonge. Hedgehog, yes, yes, you, and chips.